hope everyone can see my screen.
Yes, we can see.
Yes.
Uh, Hi, good morning. This is Venkatesan, and I'm gonna walk through the session which is generative AI for testing. So I can start now. Medisa, are you going to tell the agenda, or do I start?
No. You can go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Okay, today we are gonna walk through the following contents. Maybe it's an itinerary of things we are gonna see today. One is AI, what is AI, and what is generative AI. There is slight difference between AI and generative AI. And when it comes to the Gen AI, one of the important things we have to know is prompt engineering. What is prompt, and how we can use the effective prompt in day-to-day activities to get effective results. And the third one is how generative AI is usage in functional testing, and which means how we can effectively test every scenarios and every how to create a test plan. And last but not least is how we can generate test data and test plan for creating the using generative AI. So these are the contents which we are going to see one by one. Okay, so let's start. What is AI and the generative AI? AI simply refers to the artificial intelligence. It's a development of computer system that can perform typical tasks which requires human intelligence. These tasks includes speech recognition, problem solving, and learning, decision making. AI system is actually replicate the human cognitive abilities, like the same way we think, how human thinks in order to solve the problem, which is the same way also artificial intelligence can do. This concept of artificial intelligence has been around several decades. It's not very new. It's been developing over decades. So this is about artificial intelligence, and in that, what is generative AI? Generative AI is one of the branch of artificial intelligence. So focus on creating new original content such as images, music, text, even video using algorithms and machine learning techniques. It means if you want to if we have a imagination of thinking, we want to create one image like mouse is playing cricket, like that, and we have a designer who would use the Photoshop to do some modification, and they can create. But if you want to use a AI for that, we can simply ask, I would like to have an image like mouse is playing cricket. It will generate. So this is the one of the useful thing in AI. So these are the things I've covered. And examples, I can say there are three kind of examples. One is generative images, which I've explained to you now, and another one is music. It also can produce the music. For example, you can train an AI model with a large data set of classical music. AI can learn melodies, harmonies, structure of classical composition. It can, for example, it can compose its own piece of music that are very similar what it has learned. It can learn various type of music, and it's like it will compose like virtual music. It will also create music like A.R. Rahman. So it can do that wonders too. And the last one is generative text. It's a model we've been talk about. It's an example of generative AI is text. It means it can take a prompt or questions, which means what we are going to ask to them. For example, please tell. You can also ask to generative AI to please tell us about yourself. It will tell us what origin of the how ChatGPT is origin. I know we all been using this generative text platform like ChatGPT, Bard, or Gemini, whatever. It's very useful in our day-to-day activity. For an example, if you ask it what is your favorite color, it can generate response like I don't have a favorite color. Because I'm a machine, because machine doesn't have any favorite things like human has, so it will give the response like this. But it also responds, I can help you if you find yours, like if you can give more input to that, it will give the effective answers. Next one is prompt engineering. What is prompt engineering? Prompt engineering is referred to the process of designing and refining prompts to achieve specific goal. When we use a language like language model like ChatGPT, it means we have to give the clear information in order to get the effective answers from it. There is a specific course also available on Udemy where we can check out that course, and we can learn how effective is the prompt engineering. We may think we can use the ChatGPT models, and we can get the right answer by giving the prompt we want to use, but there is a slight difference that what actual prompt we can give, it will give the effective result. When I was going to the Tride conference, where I can have the opportunity to learn the generative AI for testing, so because usually in earlier stage I thought I can use ChatGPT correctly, but when I taken that course, it changed the perspective of me. So for an example, in order to achieve the effective prompt engineering, there are 4 types of effective methods can be used. One is define your objective. Okay, so I'm gonna give you the live example that how effective prompt is working. So here is the ChatGPT. So I'm gonna I have to give the correct objective to get the right answer. So if I am searching like tell me about your software testing, it will generate the answers like this. Like it is a very long response, and we don't know what to do with this. Like it's a very long response. We couldn't know what to do and what to do with the response, because it's a very incorrect prompt. If you want to give the correct prompt, let me stop this because it's a very long response. I can give this prompt like this. Please provide a step-by-step guide on how to write effective test cases for login feature of web application, which means I would like to write effective test cases for the login feature of web application. So if I give this prompt, you can see the difference between how the incorrect prompt works and how the correct prompt works. So if you can see, first step 1, we have to understand the requirement, and the second one is we need to define the test case structure. The test case structure is typically different. We have the test case ID, description. It should have precondition steps, and it requires test data and expected actual results. These are the common the common parameters we have to be. It should be in the effect in order to write the effective test cases. So here you can see the create test cases for different scenario, ensuring cover all aspects of login features. I've just given the prompt to give the. If you can see that I've just given the prompt to the login feature of the application. So it has given me the variety of the login features, how we can validate. For an example, it gives us the test case ID, and it gives the descriptions and the precondition, which is whenever we are going to test certain kind of functionality, we request the preconditions. For the login thing, we should have a valid user in order to log in, so which is the preconditions. And it also gives the test steps and test data too, and the expected result, actual result, and status, and if there is any commands for login, say valid login. And also it gives a negative test case too. So you can see this is how about we are giving the correct prompt, the effective prompt. If you give the correct prompt, it will give the relevant answers. So this is very useful. You can also see that it will give the end-to-end coverage for the particular login functionality. So this is how the good prompt is look like this. And next one is choose the right context. What is right context? For example, in this case, I'm just giving test scenarios for banking apps. If I give this and if I give enter, it will give all the scenarios for the banking apps which is requires. But I also think this is also not the right way for giving this prompt. So I want to have the right context. So if I want to write context, I have to give like this. Like you are a QA engineer working on a mobile applications, and write the scenario to verify the transfer functionality. You can see the difference with different context. In earlier, I just given test scenario for banking apps, which means it's not very specific. So if in this case I'm giving very specific to verify the transfer fund functionality. If I give this like this, and it will give the it will direct to the relevant answers. As you can see, it will give the preconditions and what are the test steps we have to perform. For example, navigate to transfer fund and select destination. You can see the difference, like precondition, post conditions, and notes and everything you can see here. But in previous, when I give this, it's just scenario expected result. But you can see here there is a lot of extra add-ons like preconditions, test steps, everything it is giving, and also the notes. So this is how the effective prompt engineering works for the choosing right context. And another one is specify the format. Okay, so if I'm giving what should be in the test plan, so I'm gonna specify the exact format. So if I'm giving what should be in a test plan, if I in this prompt, what I referred is I just wanted to be know what are the things gonna be in the test plan, in the document test plan. It gives this answer, but I'm gonna give you in this way. List 5 essential components that should be included in a test plan document for the software project, which means I'm asking the specified thing. So if I give this, it will give you the what are the objective, goals, text, scope, approach, strategy, technique, methods, and test environment. These can also give this. And you can give, it is also giving the example structure of the test plan documents too. So this is one thing. And last one for the effective prompt engineering is use system. How to use the correct system message. Okay, consider the scenario. I would like to test an endpoint. I can give API. If I want to simply test the API endpoint, I'm going to give the endpoint. I give the prompt like this, endpoint. If you can see this, it will give all the answers. But if we can ask this, is this a relevant answer or not? So it will give the endless response by giving prompt like this. So in that case, I have a scenario. I have to help a colleague to understand API testing for better practices. So in that case, I will give like this. You can see the difference here. Like you are assistant, you are senior developer. I'm gonna help one of our colleague understand how the API testing is works. So use the correct system message help us to understand the correct way of the methods, how we are going to test the API endpoints, and how to set up the environment, how to execute test, how to implement test automation, how to monitor the result and documents. It gives everything. So this is the prompt engineering. This is the prompt engineering which will give the different aspect of answers. It means how to give the correct prompt in order to get the better results. And third section, we are going to cover usage in functional testing. Okay. What is functional testing? It's functional testing is it's a AI is usually there are a wide range of test scenarios. We have to wide range of test scenarios. We have to check whether this functional is working correctly or not. So in this case, I'm gonna create a test scenarios for a registration page. Okay, so I'm gonna ask to the chat GPT that how to create a test scenarios for a registration page. If I give this prompt, and it will give the answers. For effective test case, there are 4 kind of section. One is description, another one is precondition, and test steps. Enter all the valid details, username, password, click register, check if the user is directed to login page or not. And this is for basic functionality in order to test the registration page. And for validation check, in order to validate the validation check, we have to leave one or more required field, the empty field. We lift the empty field, check whether the error message are displayed or not, like this. So we might have the situation in our organization, if you want to if the application is going to release soon, we would have a situation to test to ask every employees to test the application. There is a TF master also has been released as a test pilot batch, but we have been asked to test every functional. So the thing is, why I'm saying this session is, if you undergone this situation, but we don't know what to test and what to test and what not to do, you can simply use this kind of prompt. It will help us to it will help us to test the particular scenarios. So we don't want to depend any test engineer to test the application. In order to achieve the quality of the application, we can also test. We can also create the test cases, and we can also create a test plans in order to test effectively. And defect logging. Sometimes I'm having. I don't know what to do to create a bug. If I found the bug, I found the bug, but I have to log the bug in Jira, but I'm not sure how to log it. If in that case, before ChatGPT, I have to ask a senior colleague to how to write a effective defect logging like this. But after the ChatGPT, in order to log the bugs, we can simply give the prompt like this. If we give the prompt like this, and it will give all the answers. So we can simply edit all the details and post it on the Jira to raise a bug or any bug management tool we are using. So this is how we can defect the log. Okay, so this is the one of the additional usage in using functional testing, and I would like to create test case scenarios. So how I can create the test case scenario? You can also here you can ask ChatGPT that write specific scenarios. So okay, imagine we have a page where we have the following fields like first name, last name, phone number, country, email address, password, and we have a situation to click on checkbox and agree with term condition. We are just giving what are the scenarios for the registration which has the following fields like first name, last name. So we are giving prompt. If we give this prompt, and it will give the list of scenarios which help us to test the login functionality. Sorry, registration functionality. Imagine you've been assigned the task to test the registration functionality of your new application. So if I giving the prompt like this, and it will give some resolution like how to test the scenarios, different scenarios. First one is verify the successful registration. What it requires for the successful register with valid information, and set steps and accept result. Next one is validation checks. Third one is validate email address by giving the wrong email address, whether it gives an error message or not, and the password strength, and checkbox validation, whether by not clicking, whether if I click OK, whether it redirects to the next page or not. Like this, it will give the list of scenarios for testing the functionality like registration. Why I'm saying this, we might not know what to test and what scenarios we have to cover. If I want to test a particular scenario, we can simply create a prompt, and we can give the ChatGPT. It will give some clear-cut idea, and based on that, we can just create a test plan with the separate scenarios, and we can test. It will be very easy for us to testing the application day to day without thinking. It will reduce our time complexity. Okay, this one. And the fourth one is test data. What is test data? Test data is actually helpful for to check whether the function is working correctly or not. It's a crucial component, and it is also helping the validating the accuracy and the reliability of the software. So we can give the various test data, like if you have a validation for email, we have to it should @ symbol, but you need a lot of test data in order to test the application, to check the reliability of the software. So you can also create the test data, like I'll show you. Sometimes we might not know what test data to actually test. If we have that if we have the questions in our mind, you can just simply use this platform to get the test data by giving these commands. So as you can see, if I want to validate the names, and it is giving the what exactly regular names without special characters or number, like example John, Jane, and boundaries values, whether how long that text will values can accommodate, like single character or 50 characters, and phone number, international format, like this. And so This is one thing. And make I'm interesting, I would like to have this test data in tabular format. If I give this form, it will give like it will simply give like this, like I'm simply asking it. I would like to have the data in tabular format. It will give the value like in the tabular format, like valid inputs, what are the inputs we are giving, the boundary values and potential errors, everything. We can use the test data for validating the applications. And also if I give the prompt to segregate in positive and negative test data, and it will also give the positive test data one and another, and it will give the negative test case. You can see that positive test data and negative test data. So it will also help us to give the test data for what we actually want to test the application. And the last thing, how to create the test plan with the ChatGPT. Before that, I would like to say what is test plan. Test plan is a comprehensive document, and it serves as a blueprint for the testing process. For an example, I have different scenarios, but that different scenario I have to create a bunch of scenarios. I have to put it in the one test plan. Like we have several test plan, like smoke test plan, regression test plan, sanity test plan. It contains various aspects of testing different functionality. So this is the test plan. So in this case, I'm going to ask how to create a test plan to test our web application with the registration process. So if I ask this, it will give the relevant response, like URL, browser compatibility, test scenarios like functional testing, usability testing, security testing, performance testing, everything. The test data, what to do in the test data. This is actual plans for everything. It will give to how to test to end, how to test the application end to end. And for automation testing, I would like to show you. You may not many aware of how the automation works, but if you want to know the frameworks, like structure of the automation script, you can simply ask like this, like I would like to have a structure of automation framework. Using Java Selenium. See, it will also give the structures of how the automation framework should be like this. Many of them are doesn't have a knowledge in automation, might get confused, but I just wanted to show that how effective the ChatGPT is useful in testing, and it will it is very easy, and it will give the relevant answers, and also it will help us to understand the structure, and it will also help us to what to test and how to create a scenarios, how to create a test plan, and how to give the effective coding. Like this, it will give all the answers we would like to have. So this is I would like to show and but even though there are a lot of things can be achieved through the ChatGPT, there are slight and many some disadvantages too. Like this, AI tool can be used to generate fake content that look like it was created by the real person, which means it will also give the wrong answers too. So what I would like to suggest is I want to cross check every response it gives, and do not trust this platform blindly, and it is one of the disadvantages. And another one is it requires large amount of data, and it also concerns about data privacy and security when especially handling sensitive information, which means we had an email that we had the session in Showcam that how to use AI systems in order to work, because we I read about the email that one of the guy in the different organization was using ChatGPT to check the optimization of the code, and yes, it has some sensitive information which is leaked, because ChatGPT is an open source tool, and whatever the inputs we are giving, it will be available all time. So it might breach the security concern. So it would be the compliance problem. So what I recommend you to all do is to you have to know what is sensitive data and what to share and what not to share. So if you are with us, and it will reduce the risk of data privacy um, and misleading the sensitive information. So this is a session. I hope I convey the content I would like to. So thank you. And if you want to have any questions, you can shoot the questions now. So
I have a question actually. So
okay,
it is wonderful to see these AI techniques to use that used to handle the test parameters and to create test cases. But how to set the correct perspective? Like suppose I am testing a specific scenario for a specific purpose. Suppose it could be a stress testing or a regression testing or any sort of testing. How to specify that to ChatGPT? Like how do I understand that it understood the correct perspective? Like is there any way to make sure that the perspective has been understood correctly?
Yeah, it's a right question. But as I said, for an example, if you want to create, if you want to have the test cases for the particular scenarios, and it will give the response, but we have to cross verify with others whether if you are not sure, we should verify with the other technical person in order to it is giving the correct answers or not. But 90% it gives the correct accuracy answers. But if you are not sure whether it is giving the correct response, we also always want to cross check with others who are very skillful in that relevant field.
Okay.
Just to add to that, Sandeep, it also depends on the prompt which we give. Say, for example, if you want to test something regarding stress testing, then we have to give the prompt exactly what we are expecting from ChatGPT. So it also depends on the prompt, how specifically we are describing that to the ChatGPT.